In this video, I'm going to take you on an in-depth exploration of what I think is definitely one of the most important personal development topics that a human being can understand. And that's because this question here that we're going to be contemplating affects virtually every single aspect of your life and actually dictates the practical results that you get in your dating life, your relationships, your business, your social life, your health, and also just the amount of happiness and satisfaction that you're able to derive from the present moment. So this is a super important topic. Today we're going to be exploring what is need, or what is neediness. Now, if you're a student of personal development, then you probably hear this concept thrown around a lot, neediness. If you want to have success in dating coaches will always tell you not to come off as being needy. Don't be too needy, because that's a repulsive quality. No one wants to date someone who's so needy, who always needs attention, approval, and validation. And this is also true for business as well. If you study how to actually sell products, then you know if you're a salesperson, you can't come off as needing the customer to buy your product, because that subcommunicates that you don't believe in your own product. If you come up to the presentation and say, guys, please, I really need you to buy my product. I need you to buy it because or else my business is going to go under. If someone says that, nobody's going to buy their product, because that subcommunicates that their product sucks. Okay? If the product was actually good, they would come on with an air of confidence and not needing the customer to buy, because they already have so many customers that want to buy. So what we're going to be exploring here is really the difference between a vibration of lack and a vibration of abundance. And I'm going to be explaining in a lot more detail what that actually means. So first of all, just for now, understand that neediness is the number one obstacle that prevents you from getting the results that you want in your dating, relationships, business, and also happiness and emotional well-being. Now, even though neediness is the number one obstacle, it is not a bad thing. So I don't want you to think that neediness is something evil that needs to be eliminated at all costs. If you want to get rid of your own neediness, or at least you want to reduce it significantly, then what is required is for you to actually understand the root cause of neediness, which we're going to be talking about here. And also, I'm going to be giving you some practical exercises that you can do to reduce the amount of neediness that you feel, because we're going to be increasing the amount of abundance and satisfaction you feel just needing nothing and just being. Okay, so let's begin. What is need? Now, one of my mentors, Eben Pagan, he always does this thing where whenever he comes up with an important word, he always gives you like 10 different definitions so that you can understand from a lot of different angles what the actual word means. So that's what I want to do right now. Neediness, one way you can define it is the feeling of lack. So lack. The feeling of not having enough. So over here in this present moment, something is missing, and I need to fill this void. So need is believing that fundamentally something is lacking from this moment here, and that we need to fix that problem. Okay? So need is a feeling of lack. It can also be explained as selfishness. Selfishness, and also it can be explained as separation. So whenever you need something, fundamentally, you feel like you are separate from the thing that you need. So by definition, if you need something, what that means is you don't already have it. You're separate from that thing. So that ties in here with lack. Now, another way we can define need is as ego, selfishness. Now, if you study some of my other videos or learn about ego, what that means is the belief that you are separate from the rest of the universe. The consciousness of feeling like the universe is out there, the world is out there, and then I'm separate from it. And I need to organize my life in a way so that I feel happy. I need to go out into the world and manipulate it so that it makes me happy. Because fundamentally you believe you're separate from the world. Another way we can define neediness is as fear. And need is always rooted in fear, because again, it's the fear of not having enough. And the way that you feel like you don't have enough is because you have separated yourself from the rest of the totality of the universe, and you feel separate. So by definition, you feel like you don't have the things that you want. Because you've separated yourself from the things that you want. All right, so another way you can define neediness is ignorance. One way I like to define neediness is the ignorance of your true nature, not knowing what you actually are, not understanding how to be happy. Not understanding what reality is, and also how happiness works. And that's also related to unconsciousness as well, the lack of consciousness, the lack of awareness that that thing that you think you need, you actually already have it. You don't actually need it. But we're gonna talk about that as we go on. Okay, so that's what neediness is. Now let's talk about what is the opposite of neediness. So in order to understand neediness, we also need to understand the opposite of neediness, which is the opposite of neediness is abundance. The opposite of neediness is abundance. Abundance is the feeling of already having enough. So we have enough. And what abundance is not needing anything else to make you happy. So as human beings, what we do is we base our internal happiness on whether or not we have an external circumstance. So if I'm going to be happy, I need to have $100,000 in my bank account. Otherwise, I won't be happy. If I'm going to be happy, I need a girlfriend. So we're basing our satisfaction and fulfillment on an external object, such as a girlfriend, $100,000, a yacht, a mansion. Many people say, yeah, Adam, sure, that sounds all fairy tale and idealistic, but realistically, if I had a giant mansion, I would be a lot happier. And the truth is, no, you wouldn't. No, you would not. You're actually fundamentally misunderstanding how happiness works. Happiness fulfillment, satisfaction does not come from having the things that you want. What it actually comes from is not needing any things. So your happiness does not depend on the external circumstance, because you are grounded in your true nature. You understand what you actually are. And that brings us to abundance is the knowing that what you actually are is that which needs nothing. Gotta write that down. That which needs nothing. Now, this concept I got from the book Communion with God by Neale Donald Walsch, an absolutely amazing book that I've been reading, and many of these ideas I got from this book. Completely life-changing. Abundance is realizing that what you are is that which needs nothing. And here I want to actually demonstrate to you that you don't need any external circumstance in order to feel satisfaction and fulfillment. Just the fact that you exist is enough. All right, so if you want to actually fix neediness, if you want to actually fix it, then this is an extremely powerful exercise that you can do that will actually demonstrate to you that you don't need the thing that you think you need. Okay, so the exercise is to call into mind whatever you think you need. Whenever you feel yourself needing something, call that into mind. And then realize that even though you think you need that thing that's separate from you, that you don't currently have, even though you think you need it, you are still here. You are still here even without the thing that you think you need. And this is extremely profound because it is possible for you as a human being to feel happy just by tapping into your own being. So let's do an example. So for example, if you think that you need to go to the Bahamas and swim in the ocean in order for you to feel happy, you need to go on a beach vacation. You're sick of the terrible weather in your country and you need to go to the Bahamas. That'll make you happy. Well, notice that, first of all, even though you think you need to go to the Bahamas, you're still here, you still exist, so you don't actually need that. And what is possible for you to do is actually, if you imagine that you are in the Bahamas, imagine you're actually on that sandy white beach, swimming in the beautiful blue salty ocean. You're doing the back crawl, the water's all wet, the sun is hot. You're actually swimming in that ocean. If you do this visualization and you see yourself as actually being there, then what's going to happen is you're going to actually feel like you are there, and you can even feel the emotions of how you would feel if you were there. But you don't even have to leave your couch. You don't even have to leave the present moment. And that's proof, just showing you that within the present moment here is the potential for you to feel satisfied in any moment. So when you go to the beach, you're not feeling happy because you're swimming in that salty water. The true reason why you're feeling happy is because you are connected to your being. You are connected to the source of reality. You are deeply connected to the present moment itself. That's why you feel so happy when you're swimming in the blue ocean in the Caribbean. Ramana Maharshi, the spiritual teacher, said, all bliss is the bliss of the self. And what that means is that whenever you experience good feelings, whether you're having sex, eating tasty food, smoking a joint, whatever it is, and you feel happy, the reason why you feel happy is because you are God. You are the self. You are being. You are connected to your being. There cannot be happiness, fulfillment, joy, bliss. None of those emotions can exist apart from you. All blissful feelings are actually just the bliss of being, the bliss of now. Now let me give you another awesome example. So let's say, for example, you think you need more money, right? Need more money. A lot of people think they need more money. And I genuinely understand that money is an important part of life. You need money to survive. Money's a good thing. But it seems like no matter how much money you have, you always need a little bit more. You always need a little bit more money. And really, this is stemming from the core delusion of you thinking that an external object can make you happy. Because you are fundamentally confused about what you actually are. You think you are a human being, which is just a sack of flesh. You've confused your identity with the body. You think you are the body. And when you think you're the body, you think that making the body comfortable and pleasurable is what will make you happy. But that's not true. So many people think they need more money, right? But did you know that it's actually possible to feel happy right now even without more money? So let's say you're running out of money and you feel like you need more. Did you know it's possible to actually get a plane ticket, which I understand costs some money, but you can somehow get a plane ticket to go to India or Thailand, and you can actually live at a Buddhist monastery there for free, and you can become a monk. You can renounce all of your material possessions, put on the orange robes, and live like a monk. And they will feed you, they will clothe you, and they will give you shelter, and they will teach you meditation. And the cost of that is that now you're a monk. So you got to do all the monk stuff. You got to go into the village and beg for food. You got to do the prayers like 6 times a day. You got to meditate for like 8 hours a day. So even though you thought you needed more money, you can still survive without any money at all. And many people who live as monks without any money at all are some of the happiest human beings that exist. Why is that? How can those monks feel so happy even though they have $0 in their bank account? Well, first of all, They've solved their basic needs, which is important. So you need food in your stomach, you need a place, a roof to sleep under, and you need a little bit of food. So food, shelter, and water. And that's pretty much all you need just to continue existing. And now that we have food and shelter, now we can actually just rest in our own being. We can practice meditation, connect our mind very deeply and intimately with our true nature by practicing meditation. And just by doing that, it is possible to feel very, very, very happy. And I know that from personal experience. When I lived in Thailand, I went to go live in a monastery for 6 weeks, and I was seeing how the monks lived. I lived in a small little meditation shack, and I just practiced meditation for like 12 to 15 hours per day. It was a lot of meditation, and it was difficult. But there were points in my meditation practice where I felt so happy, so abundant. I felt like I didn't need anything at all to make me feel happy. Just by sitting on my cushion in my small little rickety shack, I felt very happy. And that's because I was connected to my true nature. I was connected to the present moment itself. And in that moment, I learned I don't need external things to make me happy. What I need is just to know who I am. And remember, you are that which needs nothing. So as an exercise, what you can do is you can actually ask yourself the question, what is allowing this present moment to exist here? Before I made this video, I was meditating, and the question I was asking was, this present moment here clearly needs nothing to exist. This moment exists effortlessly. You don't need to try to exist. The present moment just exists. Now the question comes up, but Adam, what about the body? What if I die? So you're telling me, yeah, sure, Adam, okay, I don't need more money. Okay, I don't need a girlfriend. Okay, I get that. But what about air? Adam, don't I need air to live? Well, the truth is, yes, your body needs air to live. But you are not your body. You are the empty space in which your body is happening. Imagine it like a room. A room's usefulness comes from the fact that you can put stuff in it. So a room is filled with furniture. As a human being, you have accidentally thought that you are the furniture that's in the room. But you're not that. Actually, what you are is the room itself. The empty space. That is what your true nature is, pure awareness. Now let's talk about why is it that your true nature, what you actually are, why is it that you need nothing at all? And the reason why is because you actually are nothing. You are no thing. because every single thing arises and passes away. Everything is temporary. What it even means to be a thing, things are temporary. They're not always there. But you are always here. Always. That means that you must not be a thing. You are no thing. You are the empty space that allows things to exist within it. For more on that, check out my video. This mirror explains the true nature of consciousness and reality. Your true nature is like a mirror. You are not the things that are being reflected in the mirror. You are just the reflective surface itself. Nothing at all. It has no form or shape of its own, and that is what allows you to take the form of any possible object or thing or landscape or tree, car, anything. You can be anything because you, awareness, are nothing. And that is also why you need nothing to continue existing. And you might think, Adam, but what happens when I die? Well, if you can think of death as like the same as deep sleep, it is possible for monks who are very practiced in meditation, it's very possible for them to actually maintain awareness while they're dreaming. So the point of meditation is raising your awareness, and it's even possible to keep that awareness of now even while you're dreaming and even while you're deep asleep with no dreams at all. So the question is, what are you while you're deep asleep? So I'm not talking about sleep where there's dreams. I'm talking about no dreams and you're asleep. What are you? The answer is that is your truest nature. That there is pure being without any form within it at all. Just pure awareness. And that is why deep sleep is so restful. It's so rejuvenative. That's why we need sleep. Because the self needs to rest at least for a couple hours every single night before the ego mind wakes up in the morning and starts pulling its attention outwards, out of itself. So your whole life, basically, is your mind is pulling you out into the future, and that's what causes you to need things to feel happy, because your attention is not grounded here in the present moment, but your attention is up here in fairy tale dreamland, and you're thinking about all of the happiness that you're going to obtain in the future. But notice how when you're thinking about the future, you're not aware of the now. And the now is where happiness lives. That's why deep sleep is the most blissful experience. It's pure peace, pure rest, pure bliss, freedom. Freedom from having to chase after external objects. Freedom from all types of emotions and everything. It's just nothing. And that's what you are. And you'll find after you die that you continue to exist. And I've never died before. My body has never died, but I have had spiritual awakening experiences where I have transcended the body and my awareness is actually beyond the body. And in those experiences, you see very clearly that, first of all, you are not the body. And second of all, that death is an illusion. The reason why is because you can't die. You can do whatever you want, but you cannot kill the self with a capital S. You cannot kill God. Why? Because God has no form. God is pure nothingness. How can you kill or destroy something that doesn't exist? That's what you are. You are void. Just pure being. Emptiness. All right? I'm doing my best to point your awareness now to your being. I'll give you some practices that you can do to do this for yourself. Now, yes, Adam, okay, this sounds all esoteric and philosophical. Adam, like you're telling me you're going to help me get more results with girls and business, but now you're telling me that I'm God and I don't exist. Why are you doing that? And the reason why, like I said, all neediness stems from misidentification with the body, thinking you are a flesh sack, not understanding what you actually are, which is timeless awareness, presence. Here now. It's right here. It's what you are. So a practice you can use to actually embody this is the ultimate practice of all, the one practice that all masters are the best at. All spirituality, all spiritual masters, they are sages of this one practice here, and that is the practice of detachment. Detachment means de-attachment. De-attaching yourself from needing external things. What meditation is you taking 15 to 30 minutes per day to just rest in your being and to detach yourself from the thoughts which will attempt to pull you out of the present moment. So let me show you a little diagram. Imagine that this circle is you. Okay? This isn't actually you. This is just a circle on a whiteboard. Okay? If I wanted to show you how you actually look, it would look more like this. It would look just like the present moment is looking right now. But for sake of demonstration, this is you. Okay? Just a circle. Now, when you practice meditation, what happens is, what you're trying to do is you're trying to keep your attention on you. Keep your attention on the present moment, because that's where bliss lives. Bliss lives in the present moment. Imagine this green heart represents bliss. What will happen when you meditate is that your mind has the habit, just a habitual tendency, to try and pull you out of the present moment by thinking about sensory objects. So you're going to start thinking about pizza, you're going to think about money, you're going to think about video games, You're going to think about sex, which I don't know how to draw sex. There. It's a vagina. So your awareness is your mind's gonna pull you out, and it's gonna cause you to think about sensory objects. Because you have this terrible habit of following your thoughts, and your thoughts are going to tell you that no, you're not God, no, you're not timeless awareness. What you actually are is a three-dimensional human flesh sack. And as a three-dimensional human flesh sack, what you need to be happy is pizza. Let's go think about pizza. Oh, I'm so excited. After I'm done meditation, I'm going to go get myself a nice cheesy slice of pizza. Because then I'll be happy. Right now I'm sitting here, my ass hurts, I'm bored, I'm restless. I'm not happy right now. But since I'm a human flesh sack, you know what'll make me feel happy? Some pizza. Or some video games. Or some vagina. Or some sex. Or some money. That's what'll make me feel happy. Because right now I feel like shit when I'm meditating. So those are the thoughts talking. What the practice of meditation is severing the attachment to thoughts. We're going to, first of all, be aware that we are thinking. And then, once we take a step back, remember who we actually are, which is awareness, not the content of awareness, but just the empty awareness itself. That's your true nature. Once you remember that during your meditation, now you can detach from the thought and go back to the present moment where true happiness actually lives. Notice how whenever you're being sucked into your mind and you're following your mental habits, you're following the thought train, you're actually being taken further away from where happiness actually is, which is within you, within the present moment. Your mind has tricked you into thinking, because the problem is you're not connected to this present moment. There's like a big hole in your heart, and your mind says, hey, look, there's some happiness over here in the pizza. Let's go get that happiness, and maybe we'll use it to fill the hole in our heart, because we don't feel good right now, so that pizza will make us feel good. But the problem why you don't feel good right now is because you don't know what you are. Okay? The second you become aware that the present moment here is awesome, awesome, it's awesome, then you no longer are a slave to your mind. You no longer buy into the illusion. You say, no, let's erase all of these distractions and let's just focus on what we actually are, which is love, pure bliss itself. If you were to give your true nature a quality of any kind, you would be wrong, because your true nature has no qualities at all. But if you were to give it a quality, it would be effortlessness. That which requires nothing in order to be happy. All right? And really what I'm asking you to do here is to become spiritually enlightened. So if you want to eliminate neediness from your life forever, if you want to stop needing external things to make you happy, then the best thing to do is to become aware of your true nature, which I've explained is right here, right now, all the time. And basically what you need to do is you need to die before you die. That's what all the enlightened masters have done. I'm not talking about killing your body. Your body, keep it safe. Your body is a beautiful, awesome tool that you can use to experience the joys of life. But it's important to detach from your body. Realize it's not what you are, it's just a tool that you have at your disposal. You have a body. You aren't a body. All right. And what this allows you to do is to tap into the abundance frequency, which for me personally, psychedelics were the first thing that showed me very, very clearly what the abundance frequency actually is. I have a trip report on my channel called 5 Grams in Silent Darkness, where I explain that when I did a really high dose of mushrooms in a safe and responsible way, I tapped into the abundance frequency. And I just kept saying over and over and over again, I'm a millionaire. I'm a millionaire. I'm a millionaire. I just kept saying that over and over and over again. And the reason why is because my consciousness was so high, was raised so much by the mushrooms, that I was aware of my true nature. And my true nature is pure bliss. That which needs nothing. If you take one thing away from this video, remember, you are that which needs nothing. You have the ability to feel bliss right now. The abundance frequency basically feels like I feel so good right now that getting a piece of pizza or some sex would actually make me feel worse, because I feel so damn good that those things are unnecessary. They would just distract me from how good I'm feeling right now. This is what it means to be grounded. When I say to be grounded, it means to be aware of what you are in each moment. And if you can do that, you will feel blissful a lot. And you'll stop needing things. Now, if we were to actually bring this down to earth and make it practical, I want to show you how meditation has actually helped me improve my dating life. So when I was 16 years old, I sucked with girls. I always tell this story. I was all logical and weird. I tried to show girls, my favorite chess moves in order to get them to like me. I was really nerdy. And I was very needy. I needed their approval, their validation, because I felt like something was wrong with me. I wasn't feeling happy in the present moment, so I needed a girl to make me feel happy. But then, when I discovered meditation and I started practicing it seriously, and I started grounding my awareness in the present moment as frequently as I possibly can, then when I started talking to girls after my meditation retreat in Thailand, I was so grounded because I was meditating for like 16 hours a day for 6 weeks. So much meditation. I was so grounded. It felt so good just in each moment that sometimes later after I left the monastery, I would go and just travel and party and go explore, go to clubs and stuff like that. I was 18 years old and I was going to clubs, and I would see beautiful girls, travelers in the clubs, and I would have absolutely no problem attracting them at all, because what I would do is I would just stay grounded in my own source, in my own good feelings. I would realize what I actually am, and then I would bring a positive vibe. So what I've done is I filled my own cup with my own love, and then I allowed that love to overflow out into the world. So when I'm talking to girls, I'm not going up to them saying, hey, you're so pretty. Like, can you give me some validation or attention? I would go up to them with a heart full of love, which is like, hey, how are you? Oh, good. I'm dancing, I'm singing, I'm having a good time on my own. I'm feeling so good that I no longer care whether or not this girl likes me or not. I don't care. The reason why is because I already feel good, because I'm grounded in the present moment and I know what I actually am. And then what you'll find is all kinds of girls come up to you and talk to you. Hey, how are you? Whatever, what's your name? Never in a million years when I was 16 years old dreaming of pretty girls coming up to me and talking to me. But after I got really, really good at meditation, it was so obvious. It's like, oh, of course these girls want to talk to me. I'm fucking happy. I feel happy. Obviously, people want to be around people who overflow with love. So that's a practical example of how raising your awareness and raising your consciousness actually gets you the things that your ego wants. And the secret key in order to get what your ego wants is to stop wanting it. Feel so good in your own heart, because that's where all happiness resides, in your own heart. You can't get it from pizza or video games. It's right here. Feel good, and then the external things will actually start flowing to you. It's actually a lot easier to start a business or to make money when you feel so abundant, you feel positive, you feel happy. People are going to come to you and say, man, this guy's so abundant. How can I get that abundant? And then they're going to pay you money, or they're going to want to work with you in some way. They're going to give you business opportunities. So really what I've been talking about here is the reason why I harp on spirituality and meditation so much in my videos. The reason why that's what I like to talk about and why it's so important is because this is the actual answer to your problems. Many personal development teachers will tell you, oh, if you want a girlfriend, then what you need to do is you need to stop being needy, and then you can get that girlfriend. It's like, yeah, true, but how do I stop being needy? Well, one practical way you can stop being needy, which actually works, is just by going out and talking to hundreds of different girls. Go socialize a lot to the point where you're actually numb to socializing, and then you're not nervous anymore. The same is true with a business. Just practice it a lot, and then you won't feel needy and anxious anymore. So just as a practical tip, as a side note, if you're not interested in realizing your true nature as God, then what you can do is you can just go practice the thing a lot, and then your ego will feel a lot less needy in that particular area, but will still feel plenty needy in other areas. If you want to like solve all the areas of your life at once, pretty much, then you need to realize what you actually are. And that's why the spirituality is like, it's something that is so important and is the actual root solution to 99% of mankind's problems, but people don't want to hear about it. It's too esoteric, it's too threatening, it's too weird, it's too woohoo, it's too complicated and confusing. People would rather have some kind of get-rich-quick scheme. But if you want a root solution, then you need to actually look into spirituality, and that's what I talk about here on this channel. So the purpose of this channel here is I'm helping you become more connected with your true nature, what you actually are. And then I'm helping you fill up your own cup, your own heart, fill it up with love so that it overflows out into the world. So if you enjoyed this video, leave it a like, subscribe, stay tuned for my next video, because my next video is going to be about how to actually take all of this positive love energy that you filled your own cup with and how to actually share it with the world. The video is going to be called something like how to turn your dream into a reality, or how to share your passion with the world, something like that. I'm going to give you an actual practical step-by-step plan that you can use to take any dream or any passion and how to actually structure your life so that you have the proper habits, the proper goals, and the proper motivation that you need to actually get that love that you have in your heart and share it with the world in a practical way. So this video here was how to stop being so needy. What we're actually understanding what neediness actually is. Neediness is thinking that that external thing out there is going to fill the lack that's in here. But the true reason why you feel lack in the first place is because you don't know what you are. You think you're a human flesh sack. Actually, you're the entire universe. And I'm not saying that to be cute. I'm saying that literally. And it requires work, practices to actually get used to this and to actually actualize it in your experience. And that's what I'm going to be helping you with more in the future. So stay tuned. If you want to talk to me one-on-one, if you want me to actually guide you one-on-one and help you actually get into this state of being, then I can do that. Just reach out to me on Instagram and send me a message. Hey Adam, I'd love to talk to you one-on-one. And I'll say, great, I'll send you a time, and then we'll talk for free. That being said, I think that's all I have to say. I hope you liked this video. Leave me some comments about what you liked, what you didn't like. And besides that, stay tuned because I got some amazing, awesome content on the way. And I'll see you in the next video.